Zion Williamson has had a very unfortunate start to his NBA career. I mean, he was one of the most hyped up prospects. In fact, some people thought he was the surefire #1 overall pick. However, what's going on with Zion right now is very similar to a situation that happened not that long ago. If you were watching basketball around the 2018-2019 time, then all you would see on your YouTube recommendation was just Zion Williamson highlights. He was a highlight machine, dunking on these little ass kids and making them look like, well, kids. Even when he went to Duke, he was still dominating and everyone was sure this was the #1 pick and he was going to be just as good as maybe even LeBron. However, we've seen his career unfold and it has not been like that whatsoever. In today's video, I want to talk about Zion Williamson because unfortunately for Zion, if something does not get fixed really soon, there's a possibility that his NBA career could be the same outcome as a former NBA bust. Of course, before I get into the content, if you guys to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if your notifications on. I'm trying to hit 100,000 subscribers on this channel by the end of the year, and your subscription would be greatly appreciated. Let's get into the video. Now, I'm not going to necessarily make a video where I'm just ripping Zion Williamson for his weight and all the other stuff. The whole situation with his weight, whether he's like 330 or 350 or he's the normal weight that he was, which was around 280 to 275, it's been very vague and we don't have an actual answer. Zion himself has not came out and really said anything, so I'm not going to exactly just focus on that for the whole video. However, I more want to focus about the similarities between him and Greg Oden. For those of you that don't know, in 2007, Greg Oden was the surefire #1 pick in the NBA draft, and the second overall pick was Kevin Durant. Now, Kevin Durant wasn't exactly the ideal #1 pick. In fact, he was talented, but just some people had their doubts about him. Now, hindsight is 2020, and Kevin Durant would go on to be an NBA all-time great, as Greg Oden would be known to be as one of the worst NBA draft busts of all time. And if we look at the 2019 NBA draft, Zion Williamson was easily the #1 pick. If you were not selecting Zion at the #1 pick, you were probably going to lose your job. I don't care if Elon Musk himself came from the future in a time machine and told you that Zion was going to be a bust. If you took Ja Morant, you were going to lose your job and every single person was going to think you're a dumbass. Now, it's not to say that Zion Williamson hasn't been good when he is playing. When Zion is playing, he does really well. In fact, he's one of the best young talent in the NBA. Yeah, he's not the highlight machine he was in high school and college. However, these are NBA athletes, so he's just playing good basketball efficiently. He can score the ball, he's someone that's going to play good defense, and he's good at what he does. So him not doing these highlights and having these crazy ass dunks like he used to have doesn't make him a bust, and I'm not even gonna go there. However, there's a reason why I said when he does play, because Zion doesn't play that much. Due to lots, and I mean lots of injuries and just a whole other stuff going on with Zion, the man has only played 82 games in 3 years. When I saw a graphic of someone saying that Greg Oden in his first 3 years had only played 85 games and Zion had played 82, my jaw dropped. Obviously, I didn't see Greg Oden at the time. I was like 3 years old. However, I have since read about it and learned about the whole thing, and the fact that Greg Oden was taken #1 is kind of like Zion being taken #1. If you didn't take him, what were you doing? It was the easy #1 pick. Now, the reason why people are even comparing these two is #1, that stat alone, but also the fact that both players dealt with a lot of injuries in their career. Both players are really hyped up #1 prospects that have not done so well. However, those are where the similarities stop. I could literally just say the fact that they've played 82 games in 3 seasons and basically turn that into like a 5-minute video. And I could also add the fact that Kevin Durant and Ja Morant have had a similar situation and we're seeing it play out right now. However, Greg Oden was disappointing in his first 3 seasons, and in the first year, his rookie year, he did not play, but in 2008 he would debut and would only average 9-7 in his first year, and then he would follow up with 11-9. And then for the next 3 seasons, he just would not play basketball at all. And if we look at Zion Williamson's stats, in his first season playing, he would average 22.5 points per game, and in his second year, he would average 27 points per game. So Zion Williamson, when he is playing, is a really good player. In fact, he's an NBA All-Star. He's someone that could be good for the New Orleans Pelicans. However, the question remains, does he even want to stay in New Orleans, and does he want to go to a new team? Because it seems like with this whole weight situation and him not playing, that maybe he just wants to leave. Of course, I could be over speculating, and maybe the fact is that Zion Williamson doesn't mind playing in New Orleans. So saying that him and Greg Oden's career could be similar, I see the possibility because we all know the number 2 pick obviously turned out to be better than the first player, and with all the injuries and missing a lot of games. However, I just don't think that they're gonna end up being the same thing. See, when Zion gets his weight situation fixed, which is a big if or when, then he should be fine. At this point, it's not the basketball gods, it's not anyone else's fault except Zion. He needs to get his weight in check. He has all the facilities, all the tools he could use. If Zion wants to play for his team and wants to play basketball, then the man needs to lose this weight because he's done nothing this season. Again, like I said in the intro, the whole stuff with his weight and basically if he's even going to play this year is very vague. Last time I checked, I heard that he's going to be getting surgery, so he could be out for another couple months. And New Orleans has improved without him, so I'd like to think the fact that if New Orleans could get Zion Williamson at the end of the season, that he'd be very dominant. However, if Zion Williamson continues not to play and he just ends up not being a good NBA player whatsoever, obviously except those couple seasons that he did play, then the Greg Oden comparisons are just going to keep coming. To be honest, I haven't been one to make them other than the fact that I've seen them on social media and I've kind of just been repeating them, but I honestly don't think this is how Zion's career is going to turn out. Like I said, he's the only person that can control his weight situation. If he wants to lose weight so he can play, then he can do just that. Maybe some of the pictures of Zion Williamson that came out where he looked really fat were just not in the right angle, or maybe it was photoshopped. The man cannot go out in public without people taking pictures of him and making it seem like, oh, look at this fatty, look at this fatty. Like, that's so damn disrespectful. You got every single person in the NBA community roasting him, and honestly, I don't know how Zion is dealing with it, but I would like to think that he should be in the gym putting in work. Because trust me, if every single person in the NBA community was roasting me because of my weight, I would definitely be trying to get that fixed. I like Zion. He's one of my favorite players. In fact, I even own his jersey that is currently sitting on my wall right now at the time of recording this. I want him to succeed. I want to see him do well. I want to see Zion become the player I know he can be. However, something needs to change, whether it's in New Orleans or whether he just needs to fix his diet or he needs new people around him. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not an insider claiming to know stuff that no one else does. I am clearly someone from the outside looking in. So on the outside, things could look really bad and maybe we all think that Zion is still fat, but in the inside, maybe he's putting in work right now or he's trying to figure out what's going on. In the comment section below, I want you guys to tell me what you think is going on with Zion, if you think he needs to lose weight, if you think he needs to be traded, if overall you just think he needs a mind reset. Because I'm sorry, but what's going on with Zion Williamson is not normal, and I don't want him to turn out like Greg Oden. I don't think he is, and I seriously hope he doesn't. However, you really never know with the NBA. No draft pick is safe, no free agency signing is safe, no player overall is safe. As someone that never saw the Greg Oden situation actually play out, and only someone that's really heard of it, I would really honestly hate to see Zion Williamson go through the same thing. Because unlike Greg Oden, I actually did see Zion play, and I would hate for history to repeat itself. I would hate for one day this clip of Greg Oden to be Zion Williamson.
Hey, do you play basketball?
I used to.
Oh, you used to. I can beat you. Oh.